Alrighty, it is 4 o'clock and it's time to begin the webinar. Thank you everybody who joined us today. And my name is William, and today we're going to be going over how to streamline your IFTA data. We're going to explore TruckLogics' bulk upload feature and different types of IFTA returns that you can file, that you can generate within the system. I am your host, William. I'm a TruckLogics support specialist. If you've called in, you've probably spoken with me, and I am happy to help. The overview for today is going to be, we're going to talk about bulk upload templates, how you can enter your information on an Excel spreadsheet, and the different types of returns that you can do within your account. Certainly there's, as you can see, there's 3 types that TruckLogics allows you to enter: zero or no operation return, and IFTA amendment or final return. So we're going to go over some information about those. At the end of the presentation, we are going to have a Q&A session. So any questions that you may have, you can type them in the comment box in the little rectangle that you'll have on your screen. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and switch over to our live demonstration. The screen will be paused for a second, and I will be switching over to our live account, our test account. All right, so we know that every quarter IFTA is due, and it is a truck driver's favorite time of the year, because you get to come into TruckLogics and do all these fun little reports that you have to send to people, and hopefully you'll get a refund of some sort. Now, it is second quarter. It is due this month at the end, July 31st. And as you can see right here, that is going to cover April through June. So when you're in the TruckLogics system, you will come over here to your IFTA tab. Typically, you'll start on the dashboard, but you'll come over here to your IFTA tab, and you're going to click Get Started, because we already have started on IFTA reports before and how to enter them. You're just going to see the Continue button, but like over here on third quarter, you can click Get Started to start entering your data for next quarter. But we'll go ahead and just click Continue, and within here, you can add your trucks. But we'll go ahead and select the one that's already active for IFTA. And if you haven't started before, you'll be met with this screen first. This will be your import options for how you want to pull your data. We'll have dispatches or motive, which is only available in the truck management software version of TruckLogics. So as long as you're doing dispatches, loads, things like that, you will be able to pull your information from your dispatches, trip sheets, or through motive. But the quick entry will be the manual, and then the one we're going to be focusing on today is uploading data in bulk. So when you're presented with this screen, you'll click Continue here, and it will take you to this screen. This is the import distance and fuel data for second quarter. You'll see the information up here, what type of upload we're doing, bulk upload, and we have 2 templates for you to choose from. If you just want to put the totals, we've got the only distance and fuel data template right here. But if you've got your entire trip details and you want to use your odometer, or if you want to put the total distance and the specific dates, you can use this template right here. We'd recommend that in the event that there is a split rate, because you do have to enter, you would have to enter in the specific dates depending on the rate. But we're going to go over both today. They're fairly easy. All you have to do is just click on download, and you'll see that it will download the templates. I'm just going to pause the screen and switch over to the entire trip details template first. Now, you'll notice that once you open up the entire trip details template, you've got, you'll be met with this page. This is the template instructions. And this will explain to you what is needed and what's not needed. It'll also let you know that in order to make sure you have a successful upload, we have general instructions. Don't change the file name, don't change the sheet name, and don't change the column headers. Keep everything the way it is. Only enter the information that you need to enter. That's the only thing you should change. You'll see unit number, trip date, state or jurisdiction, odometers, distance, and also when you switch over to the section to enter the trip information, you'll see the mandatory fields will have red asterisks at the top. So unit or truck number, trip date, state, etc., etc. At the bottom, we've also got sample data. This is just to show you an example of the information within the how you would have to enter in your IFTA information for the quarter. So as you can see, we've got unit or truck number. That's just going to be whatever it is within TruckLogics, and make sure you add it exactly how you have it in TruckLogics. Otherwise, the system will not be able to read it. Because if you've got truck 1, and that's just truck 1 in TruckLogics, but in the real world you're calling it truck 1A23, then the system isn't going to know unless you manually enter truck 1. And as you can see, if we go back, we've got truck WT1 right here. So we're going to keep it as web T1 in the unit or truck number section. Now, in order to begin, you'll have to put some kind of date related to the quarter. So for example, we're going to say we did South Carolina on April 19th, 2023. Yep. And then we went through South Carolina on a loaded trip, and we've got our, say we forgot to have our odometers, but we know the total distance that we traveled. We're just going to put 25 miles. If you have any non-taxable distance, toll miles, anything like that, you would enter that there. And then any fuel purchased. So we're going to say we purchased 23 gallons. You've got the fuel amount that you can enter in here. So that'll just be a number. And the fuel unit is going to be whether it's in gallons or liters. As we know, Canada also will have some jurisdictions that have liters instead of gallons. So we have that option available in the event that you need to switch it to liters. So we're just going to go in and put random information to start. 05, 23. We're going to do 05, 17, 23. And then we'll do 06, 08, 23. And then we'll just delete those 2 spaces for now. So as you can see, we've entered in the dates. We've got South Carolina. You'll have a list of all of the states within the US. And as you come down, you'll switch to the Canadian provinces where you can and select those jurisdictions as well. So we're just going to say we started in South Carolina. We did some miles in North Carolina, loaded. We'll do 10. Nominator N was 20. So we started at 10, stopped at 20. We did 10 miles. No non-taxable distance, toll miles, anything like that. We didn't go on any toll roads, and we didn't purchase any fuel in North Carolina. And we're just going to say that we didn't. You don't have to put any numbers in there, but you can put 0 if you would like. It's not going to mess with the system. But if you do put a number there, it will be counted as a unit of fuel that you have decided to enter. So then we're going to go back down to South Carolina. No, we'll stay in, yeah, we're going to go back down to South Carolina. We're just going to put random states, California, Arkansas, Virginia, why not? And we'll just put random. You can select loaded or empty. That's just going to be like if you're deadheading or if you are carrying a full load with you. And we'll just put in, stick with 10 miles each, just to keep it easy for this presentation. And then let's just go ahead and switch this to 25 as well to start. And we're just going to keep adding. We'll just leave that one as 0, but keep adding 10 for the others. All right, so from here, you've already entered in your information. Say this is everything for the quarter, so you'll go ahead as an Excel spreadsheet. It must be in an XLSX format in order to import properly. So we'll go to upload new file. We're going to put the information there, the newly generated spreadsheet, and then we're going to click upload. You'll get a little summary here. It may not show you everything. As you can see, it says total number of records in the uploaded file 6, but we go up to record 5. But yeah, as you'll see, we had 25 miles, 10, 10, 10, 10, 25 gallons. Continue to import. Number of records successfully imported, 6. We only had 6 to begin with. And it'll also keep track of if you have any records. If you don't put the gallons, it's going to notice the number and it's still just going to count whatever you entered in as that number. But so we go back. Just want to show you that again. If you already have a file entered, it will delete anything because the system just refreshes with the new information that you're adding. So just keep that in mind. If you think that what you're adding is more information, just put everything that you're doing for the quarter on one sheet. Now, again, like I said, we've got the gallons here. We forgot to put it there. But if you click continue to import, it'll still show you, it's importing 6 records. If you have any errors that could affect the import and the information that you're importing, it'll give you a Excel sheet to export. It'll be clickable and it'll show you the errors associated with your sheet in case there were any issues. But yeah, and if you click on this plus button, it'll give you a summary. We did Arkansas, California, North Carolina, all that. And we traveled all to these different places. Added the distance, added the fuel. North Carolina, we didn't put any numbers in, but it still shows us 0. So as you can see, the information is still there and it still adds up properly. As we continue along, you'll see the fuel type, just another summary. Distance, this will just be like the total summary of all of your trucks if you're generating a report for multiple. And so you'll just click continue or next. This is the part where we'll get into a little later, but this is just going to be the different IFTA report options. And there are little blurbs that'll explain that you're filing an amendment, or you're filing a 0 return or no operation, or this is going to be the final report. But we're just going to skip over that for now. It'll give you the tax based on the rates for that. We do get our rates from the IFTA organization. And so you'll see if the numbers are not in a parentheses, that'll mean that it is a tax amount owed. But if you have numbers in parentheses, it'll be a credit or refund being given to you. If you have any credit amounts, you can enter them in here. And if you do the IFTA on a day that is outside of the deadline month, you'll also see any penalties that you can add. But since we're still in July, there's not it's not going to automatically pop up. But we'll just continue on through. Everything's correct. We owe $2.09. Sure, that's not the case for most of y'all, but that would be more preferable than some of the amounts that I've seen before. And so we've got everything, our information's correct, customer number, all that, and we'll just click next. It'll do a little audit, similar to the error checker with the bulk upload. This is just checking for any errors associated within the report. It does not confirm or deny that the information you entered is correct because the information is what you put in. It's just only going to look for errors in how you entered that information. But any IFTA returns that you create within the account, you'll see the history right here. And we'll just click download IFTA PDF. This will be a new version, and then we'll go back to our dashboard. From here, you'll click view return, and you'll see we just generated version 5. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open up versions 2, 3, and 4. So we are going to start with version 2. I just put in some random information, but the different IFTA options that we had available to us, we'll click modify return. If you ever need to edit any information, you can always just click modify return in that view return box, and it'll allow you to start again. So we'll just put in a random template, yes, delete. Need to import, continue. We'll just pause right there. We're going to jump back down to the quicker IFTA version. The IFTA distance and fuel template, this was that other template that we had talked about. This is just for the totals. You'll see it's very similar. Same 3 sheets, instructions, here's what's mandatory. Enter the distance and fuel data. Make sure you put a truck on each line though, because if there is not a truck on the line, the system will only read the lines that you have put the truck. So what I like to do is if I've only got 1 truck, I will come over here to this little ball in the corner, click on it, hold the control button, and it copies everything all the way down as I'm spread it across the Excel sheet. But you can just save this and upload it into your account. Right here. Sorry, I left the screen on pause, but like I was saying, you can just take this, spread it all the way down, and it will just makes it easier to fill in the lines. But these are the different types of IFTA options that are shown. We've got no operation, so even though there are times where maybe you don't operate or you put your business on pause, if you still have an active IFTA account, they have to know that you did not operate that quarter. So if you are filing a 0 return, this would be one of the options. This would be the option that you choose. You would just select yes. The amendment, if there was something wrong or you got a letter back from the your IFTA jurisdiction saying something's wrong and you need to make an amendment, you can select that as well. Or if you caught something that was entered wrong and you need to send an amended report, you would select that. Or if you are retiring or hanging up the jacket for good and you just need to let them know that you're no longer going to be filing IFTA, there will be the final report. So you'll just select yes there. Just remember, look at these little parentheses because they will explain what will happen. Right here with no operation, you need to file your IFTA report even if there was no operation. Choosing this option will cancel your IFTA license if you choose final report and yes, and if you submit it. So just be aware of what you are selecting. But back to version 2. You'll see if we select no operations, it'll automatically put this little X in the box right here. Version 3. We'll say that that was an amended return. This will put the box in the amended return section, so that way the IFTA jurisdiction knows that it was an amended return. And the box to cancel your license. So this will be the final return. All right. And that pretty much sums up everything here. Just a little quick overview again. This is the just the distance and fuel template. So if you only have your total miles and your total gallons, I know some ELDs will show you a full breakdown, while some will just show you the totals per state. We have the options for both if you need, depending on how you prefer to put it in. Just remember what is necessary for the information to be entered. As long as you're putting information in the red asterisks columns, you are good. And the information will import. All right, same thing with the entire trip details. So if you've got the odometer, it's not required. As y'all saw, you can just put the distance. You can put the odometer if you want, but that's up to you. And the non-taxable toll miles, anything else you need to add, you can enter that there. So I'm going to pause our screen and go back to our presentation. And now at this time, if there are any questions, please feel free to add them into the question box. We've got a little screenshot here showing where you can add your questions. And if there's anything that comes up, we will be happy to answer them. So one of the questions that was asked is, it's not pulling all my miles from TruckLogics when I do integration from EFS. The integration for EFS is strictly just for importing your fuel. Any miles that are not appearing may need to be entered in on the trip sheet, but this webinar is mainly focusing on the bulk upload data. So you can either, you could enter all your information in on one of the templates in the bulk upload section, or if you're still having issues pulling the miles from the trip sheets and pulling your fuel from your EFS, you can give our support team a call. We can look into that. Can I amend my IFTA report from a previous quarter? Yes. As you saw, there's different versions that you can enter. You would be able to make any changes if you needed to. Let me just go back to our test account really quickly. And yeah, so as you can see here, I mean, we can just go back as far back as we want. We can, we'll just switch this to quick entry. Someone already put information in the quick entry. Going through, and we'll just put yes. So like, for example, say you filed it at the last minute, you generated the report, you send it into your jurisdiction, but they catch something and they're like, got to make some changes. You can always come back and edit the return that you've created. Just make sure that when you come back to it, that you are selecting that it is an amendment. So when you put yes over here, you'll save and continue. It'll generate another report. As I discussed earlier, there's going to be a penalty state page that'll be here if you are doing it outside of when the deadline was. And then it'll generate a new report for you to submit. And when you go back to the IFTA dashboard, you'll see last generated on July 13th today, and view return. And like I said, it'll show you the history of everything that's been previously generated. All right, someone asked, is there a limit to the time I can, the number of times I can amend? You can make as many IFTA reports in the account as you want. There's not a limit at the moment. If there is, it's probably really high because I have never hit any limit, but you can keep making as many reports as you want. Once you've generated it, just keep in mind what version is the correct version. It's always going to increase numerically. So you'll see version 1, version 2, version 3. Version 3 was only generated today for first quarter. All right, another question. You do bulk upload, can you bulk import to the spreadsheet, and then how do you upload it? So again, we'll just go through in really quickly. Select the truck, select the, I switched to quick entry. If you select the wrong option, you can choose change data import option right here. But come over here. As I said in the beginning, we've got our templates right here. You just download either of these templates. If you've only got the totals and you just want to put the totals, you can choose only distance and fuel data, and that'll bring you to this template where you just put your truck number, your state, your distance, and your fuel. Or if you've got everything and that's how you prefer to enter it in, entire trip details, you can click download template here, and that'll download this template to your computer. It'll have unit, our truck number, trip date, state, trip type, odometer, start and end, distance, all the extra fun columns. Fuel and fuel unit as well. And now whenever you have it filled out, like I said, just go over here to File, download it. It must be in an XLSX format. So just click to download in Microsoft Excel. I have it opened in Google Sheets, but if you've got Microsoft Excel, then it'll automatically download like that, unless you choose to download it in a different format. And then right here in this box, you'll click to upload the file, or if you already have your files open, you can drag and drop, just kind of like an image. But if you click right here, it'll open up. And when you click it, you'll see that the words at the bottom saying to upload it will switch to IFTA entire trip details template. And then you can click upload. And it'll ask you, show you a little review of the information. Yeah, no problem. If you've got any other questions, we are here to help. And if there's anything not related to this webinar, definitely give our support team a call. We'll be more than happy to help you and take a look into your account. But let's see if there's any other questions at the moment. A lot of good questions today, guys. A lot of good questions. I know that IFTA is exciting and fun topic stuff. Super, super awesome. Just having to keep track of your miles and gallons and just to hopefully get a refund. But I'm not seeing any more. Oh, there's one more question. Can I use a template for just miles or fuel and then use another source? No. So within TruckLogics, you cannot combine import options. As you can see here, we've got the upload data in bulk. If you put just your miles in the upload data in bulk section, and then you come over here to quick entry and just put your fuel, that information will never cross over. Same thing with data from dispatches or motive. If you are using motive for miles and fuel, then you must use import everything from motive. If for some odd reason you're not filling out your trip sheets and you're not putting in your fuel expenses from TruckLogics, if you only keep it in your motive, then you're only going to be able to pull it from your motive account. But the information in here, this is the only like kind of exception where you can mix and match it, because you can pull from motive and TruckLogics, but like I said, this webinar is more related to the bulk upload. So for just generically, if you're trying to combine the information between these, you cannot. All right, very good question, because that's a pretty common question too. Yeah, just double checking and making sure there's no more questions. Oh, and this is a good one. Can I pay my IFTA taxes using TruckLogics? You cannot. This is just used to generate the report, but I can make a recommendation and maybe see. We're always looking to import, not looking to import, we're always looking to improve the system and make it better. So that could potentially be something in the future, but I'll bring it up and see with some of our higher ups and see if that's something that we can do. But at the moment, this is just to generate the report. Another good question. Are you charged for, again, for an amendment? So with TruckLogics, we do have the TMS, but we also have an IFTA only. With the IFTA only account, you will be charged per filing for that quarter. But if you need to make an amendment, or if you did, not per filing, per report generated, if you do need to make an amendment, there's no extra charge. You've already paid for the quarter, you've already paid for the report. So you can go in and generate as many new reports as you want, and you'll be able to make any edits that you need. Because we understand that you did it the first time. This doesn't automatically send it to your jurisdiction, so you can go in there, make an edit, and then if it's a day, 2 days before the deadline, official date, you can still get it out and send them the amended return, just in case. Very good questions, y'all. All right. So it looks like that is all of the questions at the moment. If you have any more, or if there were any that were unanswered, I'm pretty sure I had everything, but just give us a call or send us an email. We'll be more than happy to help. Thank you for joining us today, and our next webinar is going to be IFTA reporting made easy. Use the power of trip sheets and fuel expenses to create your second quarter IFTA report. That dispatches section, that's going to be the one that I briefly touched on. That will be the one where we're going over this information here. All right, and that is July 20th at 4 p.m. So once this is posted and this has been sent out to everybody that's signed up, go ahead and get registered. There should be a link on our website by the time this gets sent out to everybody. And I believe it'll be on all of our social media as well to get signed up. Even if you can't make it at July 20th, sign up anyway. We'll send you the information and you can just look at it later. You're really not missing out on anything. You're not really, you're missing out on a lot of information, I mean, by not signing up. So going forward, this month of July is all about IFTA. We are right here on July 13th about the bulk upload features. Next, we've got the trip sheets and fuel expenses and how to pull that information. And then on the 27th, right before deadline time, we're going to talk about amending, correcting any errors that you have within your account, within your report, if you generated anything incorrectly. As always, thank you again for joining us. If you have not gotten started with TruckLogics, if you are new, go ahead, go to our website, click that sign up button, and start your 15-day free trial. You can go ahead and start entering your IFTA information in. but while on the free trial, you cannot generate a report. You must be a subscribed client. But go ahead, test it out. You can check out all of our previous webinars on this subject. And you'll be able to see, kind of just go through step by step, everything that we've done up until this point. If you have any questions, get in contact with us, anything that was unanswered here, any questions that you might have that weren't about this webinar, but something else within your account, give us a call. We've got our phone number, 704-234-6946. We've got our email if you prefer to reach out via email. We also have a live chat on our website. There's a little message bubble that you can click. So just go ahead, send us some questions, send us some love, whichever. And also, we've got our social media at the bottom. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And this video is being recorded and will be posted on YouTube as well. Also, if you go ahead and get subscribed today, you can use the code William10 for 10% off your subscription for the first month. So if you have anything else, just reach out to us. Thank you for joining us today, and join us again next time when we go over trip sheets, bulk, and fuel expenses.